Having a good click-through rate on Google Ads is vitally important, and the reason for that is, of course, if users go to the search engine of Google and type in a search term that triggers your ads, the better your click-through rate, the bigger the share of the available traffic within your niche that your website will get. In addition to that, click-through rate is one of the major factors in determining the quality score of your keywords, meaning the better your click-through rate, the better your quality score, and of course, the better your quality score, the likelihood of you paying less for your clicks increases massively. So with all that said, we know how important that click-through rate is, but the question we're going to answer today is, how can you increase your click-through rates to get all of those fantastic benefits? So let's explore 4 ways you can increase your click-through rate with your text ads on Google Ads. And no, these aren't the usual standard tips you always get. This is a little bit different, so I look forward to sharing these tips with you. All of that coming up. Hey guys, Darren Taylor of thebigmarketer.com here, and my job is to make you a PPC expert. Now, if you're new to the channel, I'm a trainer and consultant specializing in paid search, and if that sounds of interest to you, you should consider subscribing to the channel. And in this video, we're exploring the click-through rate, which is one of the major metrics you need to keep an eye on when you're running campaigns in Google Ads. But more importantly, how you can increase your click-through rate from where it is now to get a bigger share of the clicks and a better quality score. Firstly though, I want to answer the question of what is a good click-through rate. Is it 2%? Is it 3%? Is it 5%? What makes a good click-through rate? Now, of course, it all depends on your industry or niche. All search results pages can be different. Is there a map on your search results in your niche with the local pack? Are there more advertisers using shopping campaigns in addition to search ad campaigns as well? So this all varies industry to industry, but luckily for us, PPC software vendor Wordstream have done some research on their thousands of clients and have discussed the average click-through rate across all the different industry niches. So you'll see on screen here, these are the average click-through rates by industry across a number of different niches across their client portfolio. Now, of course, these are just averages, but if you look at all of the industries, if you look at the average across all of them, the average is about 3.3%. So let's call this a good estimation of an average click-through rate benchmark. So the idea of having a good click-through rate would mean you exceed this. Now, of course, this isn't Google's data. This is a single software vendor's data, albeit a lot of data, but I think is a good place to start to determine whether or not your click-through rate can be classed as good. So try and exceed 3.3% and you won't go far wrong. But more important than that, I've linked up this chart down in the description below. So check it out for your niche and try and exceed your industry average. Now let's get on with the 4 tips to boost your click-through rate. My first tip to you is to be different. Now, when I say be different, I'm sure you've gone to the search results page, checking your ads, or maybe even searching for something for yourself, and you've seen all the ads in the top 4 positions say pretty much the same thing, whether it's a similar offer, for example, free delivery on something or other, or a specific item. If you've seen a search result where all of the listings have similar offerings, similar things, basically mentioning the keyword that they're targeting in their ads along with an obvious USP, and then they're all matching the same, then there's an opportunity for you as an advertiser to be different. And by being different, you will stand out in that top 4 on the page, because people will be drawn to your ad because the fatigue of looking at all the ads looking the same and the same USPs and the same titles and headlines, that is going to cause an issue for them. If you can be different, you can benefit. So using that example, if people are talking about free delivery on all items across all of their USPs in all the top 4 ads, maybe mention something different that you can do, maybe a 10% discount for first-time buyers. Whatever the offer might be different. It really makes a difference on the search results page if you can stand out separate from your competitors. My next tip is for you to ask a question within your headline. Now, of course, most people writing ads on Google will obviously mention their USPs. They'll try and get their target keywords to add to that ad relevancy stat, which is really important. But a good way to get more eyeballs on your ad and to raise intrigue of the person searching is to ask them a question. So instead of phrasing your headline in a specific way that just mentions and states what you do as a business, ask a question instead. So here's a perfect example. If you're advertising a plumbing service, instead of saying plumbing services near you or local plumbing services, a good alternative to get your click-through rates up and be a bit different, leading back to the first point, is to ask the question, for example, have you got a leak? Now that's an interesting question because of course it's going to raise the eyebrows of people who do have a leak. And if you're targeting that kind of term, you've asked the user a question, their eyes are drawn to your ad over your competitors, and you're much more likely to get the clicks just by asking the person searching a question. So on to tip number 3, but before I go into that, if you like what you're hearing so far, hit the like button below and let me know in the comments my question of the day. Is your click-through rate higher than your industry niches as benchmarked by Wordstream? I've linked up that report down below, even using the average of 3.3. Let me know in the comments if your campaigns are exceeding those industry averages. I reply to pretty much every comment I get, so I'd love to discuss that down with you below in the comments. Oh, and wait till the end of the video. I've got a really interesting tip, which is a bit weird for number 4 and my 4th and final tip, so stay tuned for that one too. Tip number 3 is to use all available ad extensions that matter for your business. Now, of course, I will pretty much say out there now that pretty much any business on Google Ads could use site link extensions, they could use structured snippet extensions, and they can use call out extensions. Now, those 3 are absolutely basic. You have to use all 3 of these at minimum. Now, when you use those 3, there are also other alternatives out there that can massively increase your click-through rate. A perfect example of this is promotion extensions. Very few advertisers are using this extension type. Go into your search results page within your industry niche and you will see pretty much nobody is leveraging promotional extensions. Now, this is a great opportunity for you if you have a sale or a promotion running, or even if you don't, you should just start one and see if it works for you to get more business into your revenue. So this is a great way to do it. Use promotion extensions. You pick a holiday or something along the lines of a winter sale or a spring sale. You don't even have to have an occasion. Just trial a sale, even if it's a token amount like 10% off. That can massively boost your click-through rate because, again, advertisers are not really using promotional extensions. Ad extensions as well, of course, are a great indicator of ad quality. So Google Ads like you to use extensions and max out on using them because it improves the experience of the user. Now, of course, improving your ad quality, that feeds back into quality score, and again, quality score leads to cheaper clicks. So that's the aim of the game here. Increase your quality score, get cheaper clicks, and this, using ad extensions, is a great way to do it. And finally, my 4th and final tip to increase your click-through rate on Google Ads, as I mentioned before, is a little bit strange, but it works. That is to use emoji in your display URLs. Did you know that in your actual real final URLs, you can use emoji? The reason I mention that is because Google, I guess, are honoring this. They're allowing you to add emoji into your display URL as well. So normally on Google Ads, you can't put emoji into your descriptions or your headlines because it breaks Google Ads policies. However, they forgot one area of the text ad, and that is your display URL. A lot of advertisers are seeing massive increases in their click-through rates by putting emoji into their display URLs because, of course, not many people know about this tip, and now you guys do. So you guys can go ahead and use this in your ads as well. And then I guarantee you on the search results page, your competitors aren't doing this because, of course, you're going to think it's violating Google's, I guess, their policies of their advertising policies and their ad formats, but actually it works. You can save your ad successfully and not get any penalties by adding emoji into your display URL. So whether it's in path 1 or path 2 of your display URL, I implore you guys, test out using emoji because you'll be pleasantly surprised and you'll find an emoji for any industry or niche. So you will draw eyeballs to your ad if you leverage this technique. So that completes the 4 ways you can boost your click-through rate to improve your quality score, get cheaper clicks, and have better quality ads. And of course, a bigger share of the traffic. So if you like this video, please leave a like below. And as I mentioned, my question of the day is, are your click-through rates higher than your industry averages according to Wordstream? So I've linked up that report again in the description below. Take a look, let me know in the comments. I'd be more than happy to talk with you down there. I reply to pretty much every comment I get. So like this video if you like it, don't forget to subscribe, check out the other content across my channel, and I'll see you guys on my next video.